How can a scumbag like King David be a man after God's own heart? Hi, my name is Ted Rosenblatt, and I'm here with my dad, Dr. Rod Rosenblatt. This is making me laugh. Dad, we've talked about this a number of times, that David is, in certain places, made out to be a paragon of virtue, of moral upstanding, just the shining light in the community. And if you read his story, he's just a rat. He gets to be king, and he gets to say, it's good to be the king.
Yeah,
it totally reminds me of Mel Brooks. It's good to be the king.
Yeah.
You do whatever he wants, including take that guy's wife over there and have him snuffed.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, it wasn't part of my Sunday school training, I'll tell you, in Lutheran pietism. There was not a chapter on David as voyeur, and there was not a chapter on David as murderer.
Adulterer,
murderer. That wasn't part of the Sunday school lesson. For those of you who have to endure Sunday school lessons that overlook the faux pas of the subject, find a different Sunday school. I had to relearn so much of what I was taught in Lutheran pietism.
You mean I can't take down my own Goliath with my own stone because of my, great works and my faith. Pushing through my faith. Yeah. I am building this great faith in Jesus myself.
Yeah. You're better off not being in a Sunday school at all than being in one like that. But on the positive side, Israel, who had demanded a king, God answered, you have one, I'm it. Answer, we don't mean that. We mean like the other nations. God's answer, that really won't go well. Israel, king.
Like a 4-year-old having a tantrum.
And it didn't go well. But anyway, in the best of senses, God meant something when he called David a man after my own heart. There was something to that other than David's sin. He took one of his titles was Son of David. That's on purpose. That wasn't arbitrary. There was something about David doing it well as God's representative king that we should thank him for. There's no other place to go from the scripture text that he was God's choice for that time, and that God had reasons for David being his choice for that time. There was a reason that one of the titles promised of the Messiah was Son of David, and that Jesus embraced it for himself. I'll leave it to the biblical scholars like Chad Bird and others to flesh that out in their podcasts. They're much better at that Old Testament text than I. But it's an encouragement to listen to some of the scholars on this.
It seems that God likes to work, let me go back to something you talked about growing up. God likes stuff. He created dirt. He's been getting his hands literally dirty in creation since inception. Mm-hmm. He seems to like to work with the lowest common denominator, the ones that are not, the kinds of stuff that doesn't look appealing, the kinds of stuff that doesn't seem to be having anything of intrinsic value in it by itself. It just lies there and is nasty. You look at where Jesus was born.
He likes matter. He invented it, said Lewis. And you contrast that with spiritual religions. Example, Gnosticism. Contrast is like this. The God of Israel creates and then works with stuff, and works with fallen men, that is, every son of Adam, every daughter of Eve, he's working with. And primarily to redeem for the new heavens and the new earth, and at his great cost. He's going to do it by blood, that is, his own blood. That's Nicene Christianity. It's why I can say to non-believers, I know what texture God's hair is. I know what color his complexion was. I know all sorts of things about God. That's Nicene Christianity, that Jesus was fully God. So he proves this over and over and over, not just as a philosophy lesson, but to redeem, to buy us back from the mess we got ourselves into.
And what good news is that for someone like me, that he would even hold up a guy like David, who's a demonstrable public sinner?
Yeah,
I mean,
and you will meet David in heaven in spite of all the things that we mentioned at the beginning, which are hardly trivial. You're going to meet David in heaven. Why? Because he foresaw his Redeemer. May not have known all the details, but he trusted the Lord in that particular way. He would send a deliverer.
Like Job. We had the faith of Job.
Same thing in Job. I side with all of Job's counselors. They were idiots. They were anti-theist idiots. And I would not primarily trust the God of Job, who was not. In other words, I'm inclined to trust the wrong beings, and I do it every single time. And God still doesn't throw me away. He brings me back to himself, his redeeming self, where it's the only place I'm safe.
Even while you're sinning.
Even while I'm sinning.
All right. Gonna wrap it. Hope that's good news to you. Had fun with this. Talk to you soon. Thank you for joining us on Talks with Dad Rod, part of the 1517 Podcast Network. This podcast and all 1517's content is made possible through financial support by listeners just like you. Please visit 1517.org for more, and please consider clicking on the donate button and making a recurring or one-time contribution to help us share this good news in a world which so desperately needs it.